When a race team gets humiliated when their cars are breaking down, slamming into walls, and limping home in pieces, most teams pull back. They play it safe. They lick their wounds and try to quietly rebuild. Trackhouse Racing is doing the exact opposite. Just a couple of weeks ago, at Nashville, Trackhouse suffered one of the ugliest, most damaging weekends of their entire season. Their cars were victims of a brake failure, nightmare equipment exploding, drivers crashing, a genuine disaster. And now, heading into one of the biggest races of the year, the brand new street race in San Diego, Trackhouse isn't shrinking. They're going all in. They're bringing not 3 cars. Not their usual lineup. They're rolling out 4 cars. And the 4th one isn't just any car, it's their famous Project 9-1 entry, piloted by a Formula One star, packed with cutting-edge technology, on a street course that happens to suit them better than almost any track on the calendar. This is a statement, a team that just got knocked down, standing back up and swinging harder than ever. And here's the part that makes it brilliant: it might actually work. Because of who's in those 4 cars, and where this race is being held, Trackhouse could go from disaster to dominance in the space of 2 weeks. So today, we're going to break down the disaster that hit them, the bold 4-car gamble they're making to bounce back, who's driving each car, and why San Diego could be the perfect place for Trackhouse to silence everyone. Let's get into it. Welcome back to Freedom Line News, the channel where we don't just chase the drama, we actually break down what really happened. If you're new here, take a quick second to hit that subscribe button, because this community is growing every week, and we cover these NASCAR stories with the detail they truly deserve. All right, let's get into it. To appreciate just how bold this 4-car move is, you have to understand the hole Trackhouse is climbing out of, and it starts at Nashville. A couple of weeks back, the race at Nashville turned into a safety nightmare across the entire field, and Trackhouse was right in the middle of it. The problem was brakes. Specifically, brake rotors that were overheating and violently failing on these cars, a side effect of NASCAR's powerful new package putting more stress on the equipment than it could handle. And when a brake rotor lets go at high speed, there's nothing the driver can do. Trackhouse felt the full force of it. Their cars were among those caught up in the carnage brake failures, sending them hard into the wall, ending their day, leaving expensive race cars destroyed. For a team that prides itself on running up front, watching multiple cars get wrecked through no fault of the drivers, just equipment failing underneath them, was a brutal, demoralizing blow. It was the kind of weekend that can rattle a team's confidence, the kind of weekend that makes an organization want to regroup, simplify, and just try to survive the next few races. So what did Trackhouse decide to do in response? They decided to get bigger, bolder, and to bring out their biggest weapon. Here's the move. For the inaugural San Diego street race on June 21st, Trackhouse Racing is expanding from their normal 3-car operation to a 4-car effort. Now, in NASCAR, adding a 4th car for a single race weekend is a serious undertaking. It means more people, more equipment, more pit crews, more engineering, more resources, all stretched across one more entry. It's expensive, it's complicated, and you only do it when you believe the opportunity is worth it. And Trackhouse clearly believes San Diego is exactly that kind of opportunity. Instead of treating the weeks after Nashville as damage control, they're treating San Diego as a chance to make a massive splash, to put 4 cars on the grid at one of the most hyped, most historic races in recent memory. Because remember what San Diego actually is. This isn't just another race. It's NASCAR's first ever event on an active United States military base, a brand new street course laid out at Naval Base Coronado. It's one of the most anticipated races of the entire season, with the whole sports world watching. So Trackhouse, a team built on bold marketing and global ambition, looked at that stage, the biggest, brightest new stage of the year, and decided this was the moment to go all in. Not to hide after Nashville, but to show up with 4 cars and remind everyone exactly who they are. That is a power move. And it tells you everything about the mentality of this organization. So who exactly is in these 4 cars? Because the lineup is genuinely loaded. Car number 1 is Ross Chastain, in the famous number 1 Chevrolet. Chastain is the heart and soul of this team, an aggressive, fearless racer, a multiple-time Cup winner, and a driver who finished runner-up in the championship just a few years ago. He's one of the most well-known drivers in the entire sport. The second car belongs to Shane Van Gisbergen, and hold on to that name, because we're going to come back to him in a big way. For now, just know that SVG, as he's called, is a road and street course specialist unlike anyone else in NASCAR right now. The third car is driven by Connor Zilisch, a young, hugely talented rookie who represents the future of the team. He's one of the brightest prospects in all of NASCAR, the kind of raw talent every organization dreams of developing. And then there's the fourth car, the special one, the Project 9-1 entry, car number 91. Behind the wheel is Kevin Magnussen, a Formula One veteran with 185 Grand Prix starts to his name, making his NASCAR debut. His crew chief for the weekend is Phil Surgeon, a hugely experienced hand who guided Ross Chastain to 6 career Cup wins. So line it all up: a championship-caliber veteran, a once-in-a-generation road course ace, a future star rookie, and a Formula One driver in a special technology-packed entry. That is a seriously formidable 4-car armada, and it's all pointed at one street course in San Diego. Now here's where this stops being just a bold gesture and becomes a genuinely brilliant strategic move, because of one simple fact: San Diego is a street course. And street and road course racing? That is Trackhouse's superpower. Specifically, it's Shane Van Gisbergen's superpower. Let me tell you just how good SVG is on these kinds of tracks. Back in 2023, NASCAR held its first ever street race in Chicago, and Trackhouse put SVG in a Project 9-1 car for that race, his very first NASCAR start ever. He won. In his debut, he became the first driver in 60 years since 1963 to win a Cup race in his first ever start. It was one of the most stunning accomplishments in the modern history of the sport. That performance was so impressive it launched his entire NASCAR career. He moved to America, climbed the ladder, and is now a full-time Cup driver, and he has continued to be virtually unbeatable when the track turns into a road or street course. So think about what Trackhouse is really doing here. They got hammered at Nashville and Oval, where their weakness was exposed. And now they're heading to a street course, the exact type of track where they are arguably the strongest team in the entire garage. This isn't a desperate gamble. It's a team playing directly to its biggest strength at the perfect moment. They're not just hoping to bounce back, they're going to a race that suits them better than almost anyone, with 4 cars, led by the best street racer in NASCAR. That's why this move is so smart. The disaster happened where they're vulnerable. The comeback is being staged exactly where they're lethal. And then there's that fourth car, the Project 9-1 entry, which adds a whole other layer to this story. Project 9-1 is Trackhouse's special program, created by team owner Justin Marks, designed to bring world-famous international drivers into NASCAR. Over the years, it's featured a Formula One world champion and a 4-time Indianapolis 500 winner. And every time they roll it out, it generates enormous attention. It's a marketing masterpiece that puts Trackhouse on the global stage. Bringing it back for San Diego, with a Formula One name like Kevin Magnussen, is Trackhouse telling the world, we're not just a race team, we're a global brand, and we're thinking bigger than everyone else. And there's a cutting-edge twist to this entry, too. The 91 car is partnered with the technology giant Qualcomm, and the two have teamed up to bring advanced artificial intelligence into the team's race operations, using real-time data to make faster, smarter strategy decisions. So this isn't just a fourth car for show. It's a rolling statement of ambition combining a global driver, a famous program, and futuristic technology, all at once. For a team coming off a disaster, that's a remarkable way to flip the narrative. Instead of headlines about wrecked cars, Trackhouse has the entire sport talking about their 4-car, F1-powered, AI-assisted assault on San Diego. So what does all of this actually mean for Sunday? Let me give you the honest take. This is, without question, one of the most fascinating bounce-back stories of the season. A proud team, embarrassed at Nashville, responding not with caution but with maximum aggression, 4 cars, on the perfect track, with the perfect personnel. And realistically, Trackhouse has a genuine shot at winning this race. With SVG's street course mastery, this is exactly the kind of weekend where he could roll into victory lane. Chastain is always a threat. The rookie Zilisch could surprise. And even the new guy, Magnussen, comes from a world of street and road racing, so the layout won't intimidate him. Of course, nothing is guaranteed. Street courses are chaotic and unpredictable, full of crashes, tight corners, and bad luck waiting to happen. 4 cars means 4 chances, but it also means 4 cars exposed to the chaos. And the rest of the field, including some elite road racers from other teams, won't make it easy. But here's the bottom line. 2 weeks ago, Trackhouse looked broken. Now they're showing up to the biggest new race of the year with an army. Win or lose, that is how you respond to adversity. And if it does end with a Trackhouse car in victory lane at a United States Navy base, in front of the whole country, it'll be one of the great comeback stories of the season. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Trackhouse's bold 4-car gamble pays off with a win in San Diego? And if so, who does it? The street course king SVG, the fearless Chastain, the rookie Zilish, or the F1 debutant Magnussen? Or does the chaos of a street course bite them again? Drop your thoughts down in the comments, because I read them, and I already know this one is going to spark a debate. If this breakdown was worth your time, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe to Freedom Line News, where we cover every NASCAR story with the detail it actually deserves. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.